There is only one thing guaranteed to knock you off your path when you set some real intentions for the new year, and that is a lack of focus. In this video, we're going to talk about 5 ways for you to focus in 2024 like never before. Hi, I'm Dr. Angela Cudger, the founder of Legacy Holistic Health Institute, where we train holistic health coaches and get them ready to sit for the National Board Certifying Exam. We teach mind, body, and soul wellness and roll that together in an amazing health coach training program. In the coming future, we will have health coach training programs that focus on different things like elder care, as well as the cannabis and herbal industries. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for stopping by. I do hope that you find something insightful here. This channel is dedicated to the health, the wellness, and the spiritual evolution of women over 40. Even if you're not a woman or you're not over 40, you're definitely welcome to be a part of our conscious community. But just know that a lot of the content on this channel is for those individuals. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your likes, your shares, and your subscriptions over the course of 2023 and even before that, because we have people that's been rocking with us for a long time. Thank you so much. Your comments, your shares, your subscriptions mean the world to me, and you know that I love each and every one of you. Tonight, I'm going to be announcing at the end of this video our final winner in the gift giving for December, mindful prizes, and the drawing winner before I hop off this video. So after I share the content, I'm going to share the winner of that particular prize. I've already done the drawing. Thank you so much for everybody over the course of December who liked, who shared, who subscribed, who commented, who did all that they wanted to do with the content of December. You guys, over the course of this year, we have had over 300 new subscriptions. My goal is to triple that in 2024 at a minimum. So if you know somebody that needs the content on this channel, share. Make sure that they know about this information as well. And if you yourself are watching this and you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and jump in and be part of our conscious community. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the content. Oh, the other thing I'll say is going forward, we are going to be doing mindful prizes at the end of every single month. So, mindful prizes, let me tell you, there are things like things that you might need for your morning routine. And then I'll try to look at doing a bigger prize like halfway through the year, like after 6 months, and then a bigger prize in the month of December. Okay. And so mindful prizes might be things like incense and incense burners. It might be things like journals. It might be things like specialty facial cloths for your facial routines. It's going to be things that help the wellness and the health, wellness, and well-being of women over 40. Okay. So those are the types of prizes that I am going to be giving out once per month. It doesn't matter. People can win more than once. But if you want your name to go into the drawing each month, every time you like a video, your name goes into the drawing. Every time you comment on a video, your name goes into the drawing. And of course, if you're new and you subscribe, your name goes into the drawing for that month. So make sure you stay tuned with us, help our channel continue to grow. So many big things are coming in 2024, including our yearly retreat. That's going to be called Castaway. And I think the first Castaway is going to be in Montego Bay. So that's going to be amazing. I'm not going to even get into it, but it's going to be amazing. All right, let's go ahead and let's jump into the content. So we're talking about the top things to help us stay focused in 2024. You guys, there are several things we can do to remain focused in 2024. The one thing that we want to be aware of is where there is a lack of focus, there is a lack of consistency, there is a lack of follow through, there is sometimes a lack of clarity, and there is a lack of happiness and overall decisiveness. And so we want to make sure that we close down all of the voices that might be going on in our thought processes and amp up the consistency and action that keeps us focused on our intentions and on any goals or non-negotiables we set for 2024. And so the first thing that I want to talk about that's going to help us do that is a mindful morning routine. The reason I'm bringing this up first is because how you start is how you will finish, right? How you start anything is how you will, in many cases, finish that thing. Unless something comes along to significantly change the trajectory of where you were already going, in many cases, a lot of people end up finishing the same way. Just think about it. You probably know several people who started out 2023 a specific kind of way. And when you look back, unfortunately, they're still there. The goal is to change how we do things and stay consistent with that particular way of doing things. A mindful morning routine needs to include your mind, your body, and your soul. When we're talking about a mindful morning routine, we are talking about incorporating the power of ritualistic habits that allow us to remain consistent throughout the day. When we start this way, we are going to make sure that our brain understands that we're already winning and we're completing something. For example, one of the things that I like to do is make my bed every single day. When I get up in the morning, the first thing that I do, besides going to the restroom and some other things, is I get up and I make my bed. It makes me feel accomplished, or like I've gotten one thing done that's on my list. This is the power of even little things that you might do in the morning. And it's important that a routine follows this, that your mindful routine follows this. Okay. So make sure that you understand how this all actually works and that you have an airtight mindful routine going into 2024. Now, we also want to make sure that when we're looking at our mindful routine, say, for example, if it has to include the body and you don't want to get out of your bed at 6 a.m. to go to the gym, make sure that you look into doing something like yoga right at your bedside, some mindful body stretches and movements, or the 5 Tibetan rites. Look those up on YouTube and add those to your arsenal if you haven't already yet. The next thing that we want to look at, number 2, is going to be a nutrient rich diet. We want to make sure that if we haven't already yet, we're shifting the way that our plate looks so that our mind stays clear as well. When we eat a highly nutrient dense diet, we give our bodies the nutrition that it needs for our brain to be able to focus. This is a diet that's rich in fat, carbohydrates, and proteins. We want to make sure that we're not leaving anything behind and that we understand that diets rich in these things are what's going to make us be able to stay focused, alert, and awake and decisive during the day. Sometimes people make the wrong decisions during the day because they're actually hungry or because they've eaten something that's not nutrient rich. We want to make sure we're not making that mistake in 2024. So make sure that you eat a nutrient rich diet in whatever way that feels to you. If it's about you getting more fruits and vegetables in, make sure that everything on your plate is color laden. That means you've got all the colors of the rainbow on your plate as often as possible. The third thing that we want to look at is strategically planning your breaks and your movement throughout the day. One of the things that I want us to be aware of is that we live in a day and time where a lot of us are online for a good majority of the day, or we're very sedentary in our regular jobs. We have to understand that sitting for extended periods of time greatly affect our ability to concentrate over time. And so you want to make sure that for every 2 hours, you're getting 10 minutes of a break away from your computer. Now, they have a 20-20-20 rule, and that 20-20-20 rule says every 20 minutes, you look away from your computer and stare at something 20 feet away for 20 seconds. Now, for those of you who don't want to do that every 20 minutes, it's going to be significantly beneficial for you to just step away every couple of hours. One of the things that I like to be aware of is what we call tech neck. Yeah, tech neck. And what that is over time, Your head starts to bend forward as you look at a device, whether it's a screen or a tablet. The head starts to fall forward, and the person's posture in their cervical spine is greatly affected. You want to make sure that if you find yourself or notice yourself getting tech neck, that you need to up the ante on your breaks off of your devices, that you need to make sure that you're watching when you do this, and we need to step away and start stretching our neck and doing some different things to make sure that our cervical spine stays straight and that we don't get this curve in our neck from being on technical devices. And at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you have a start and stop time to your tech time, okay? And you want to make sure that when it's time to stop, you power the devices off. I know you might be like, oh my God, I will not turn off my phone. Why not? Right? We want to make sure that we're having these breaks during which we are not using technological devices, and we're actually powering them off so that the waves from these devices don't disturb us. What a lot of people may not know is that, and that brings us to our fourth point, which is having a digital detox and mindfulness, right? And how having a digital detox affects our ability to be mindful. And one of the things that I want to say is I hadn't noticed until I started unplugging the televisions in my room, unplugging the different devices in my room, and actually powering my cell phone off, that I sleep like a rock. Like my sleep greatly improves when there is nothing plugged in my room. When my computer is powered down or it's somewhere else, or if you don't want to turn the device off, I say turn it off. But if you don't want to turn it off, put it in a drawer or put it in another room or put it in your closet, which might be in your bedroom, but that it's not in your room and it's not in within reaching or eyesight. All right. This will help the waves affect you less. But I found that powering it off and putting it on the nightstand and leaving it there or putting it in the drawer helped my sleep significantly. And if you use your cell phone for an alarm, there might be some other ways to do an alarm, like with your Fitbit or with something else that will set an alarm for you that doesn't emit the same kind of waves. So you want to make sure that you're turning things off that are going to disturb your sleep that you may not be aware of. I also use Alexa in my room. And some people might say, well, that's kind of the same as a cell phone. Well, not really. Alexa really isn't necessarily on unless she's actually in use. So she kind of stays in this airplane or silent mode or whatever until you actually need her. And then I have alarm set where she wakes up and she greets me. She gives me affirmations in the morning, the ones that I've set up. And then she tells me I deserve the absolute best. She says things like, good morning, Queen. Good morning, Angela. She says some amazing and powerful things to me when the alarm goes off. And then she definitely plays some rockin' music early in the morning. So it gets me up and raring and ready to go. But you want to make sure that you're taking a digital detox. This might mean coming off of social media for a while. This might be as much as disappearing from your social profiles for a year. We don't owe anybody anything to be on social media. All of it, everything that we do and how we give of ourselves on social platforms, it's a choice. We don't have to be here. We don't have to share. We don't have to socialize. We don't have to build community online at all if we don't choose to. So you get to decide how using social networks and being on social media affects you and your life. If it hasn't affected your life positively, if you're in a space where when you see certain people or certain things posted, it automatically bothers you, it might be time for a break. If you're someone like me and like this is the reason I don't scroll anymore, or I rarely scroll. The reason I rarely scroll now is because when I did, I was so in tune to all of the things that I was seeing that it felt like I was in a, like by the time I scrolled and looked at people, so many people's stuff, it felt like I was in a crowded room with a bunch of people having different conversations. And so it started to affect me. It affected my focus and all of those things. So one of the things that I did when I took a digital detox was I deleted all of the social apps off of my phone. That means I would have to go to great lengths to get on my computer and log in to go and then post or scroll or things like that. One of the other things that I did was I installed a plugin that allowed me to have a timeline eradicator. And a timeline eradicator means when I log into social media, it just has a quote on my screen. It does not show my timeline and it doesn't show anyone else's timeline either. So there's nowhere to scroll. And I did this for about 2 years, just giving myself a real digital detox. And my business and my life grew tremendously when I came off of social media for a while. And so you might be called to do the same thing. One of the things that I might do is come off of it for a little bit and only so focus on particular platforms like LinkedIn and like YouTube, because those are the main platforms where my clients and my ideal avatar of a client is going to be. I work with corporations, federal, state, and local government agencies to teach and to train. And so my people aren't really on Facebook. My people are probably going to be on LinkedIn, definitely on LinkedIn for business connections, and they're going to be on YouTube for continuing education and getting information. And so for me, those are the two major platforms plus my email marketing. You decide where you want to be and how you want to socialize, but don't let the digital world draw you in and break your focus in 2024. Listen, one of the things that I like to describe or like to say before we go to number 5 is that life isn't something we get, it is something we experience. And life is happening all day long, every day for everybody, no matter how you're choosing to live yours. Don't let people waste your time. Don't let people tie up your time with their foolishness across these social networks, because they will cat video you to death, right? They will play so much stupid stuff on these social platforms. You can't get your time back, which is your life, right? It's your life spinning away. And they will tie up your time and your life with absolute foolishness that does not enrich you. Don't do it. Give yourself a digital detox the proper way and be willing to pull away, knowing that you're not going to miss anything. Your social profiles are going to pick right back up where they left off. They're not going to delete anything. You're just deleting the apps off of your phone and you're staying logged in everywhere else. And when you return, you just return. It is what it is. Most people see so many things on their timeline with the algorithm. They don't even know you're gone. In many cases, they don't. They don't even know you're gone. And in some cases, especially if you're posting and you're not getting the reach that you want, that means the algorithm's not showing your content anyway. Even though you might have 5,000 friends, they don't show your stuff to everybody. There's so many millions of people on these platforms. We can't see all of our friends' stuff. So they're only going to show us maybe 2% of our friends. They're going to show us their stuff. Does that make sense? You can take a digital detox, boo. Okay. Get offline for a while and stay focused. And at the very least, cut your phone off every single night. Power it all the way off and go to bed. Find a way to set another alarm and go to bed. Okay. It will improve your sleep and your clarity and your focus tremendously. That was a game changer for me. That and staying off social for a couple of years was a game changer for me. The final thing that I want to talk about, and that brings us to the last one, which is quality sleep. Now, quality sleep, like I said, has to be a practice. And so for me, I like to set an alarm for bedtime. And that alarm includes Alexa starting to play binaural beats, focus or sleep music or meditation music. I like to bookend my day with meditation. And then I also like to spray my sheets with lavender essential oils in the form of a bedtime spray. So I do all of these things while I'm going to sleep. Now, once a week on Fridays, and I will be doing this going forward, once a week on Fridays, I will also be doing detox baths, or just a bath that allows me to soak away the week, prepare to rest over the weekend, and reset myself. Right. And so those are the things. And if I do any self care, like I do my own hair, my own nails, my own makeup, right? So I do a lot of the things on my own now. And so I want you guys to, if I'm going to do any of those things, I do those things on a Saturday or a reset Sunday. I hope that makes sense. So if it requires me going out, it's going to be something that I can't do on my own, like a massage, right? And so, or a facial. And so you decide how you want to take care of yourself in 2024 and how you want to step your game up concerning certain things in 2024 when it comes to taking care of yourself. And you also want to make sure that getting sleep is one of those things. And so I usually wear a Fitbit to bed. I usually charge it by my bedside, and all of my lamps and my nightstand has lighting as well. Those things are touch screens, right? So you can tap and touch the top of those things and they will power on and off. So it's very easy for me to cut lights on and off, to go to bed. Very, very simple. And so however you want your life to be going forward, get good sleep. Okay. Getting good sleep allows your cognitive function to soar. I can't say this enough, right? Sleep also allows you to have better hygienic practices. Sleep also allows you to have better hormonal balance. Sleep just changes everything. And you also want to make sure that you're actually getting enough sleep. Okay. So there's the quality of the sleep, and then there's making sure you get enough sleep. Okay. The reason why I wear a Fitbit, I'm going to say this and why I'm encouraging you to do the same. The reason why I wear a Fitbit is because I want to make sure that while I am sleeping, it is tracking my heart rate. It is tracking my oxygenation. It is tracking my lung function. It is tracking whether or not I'm getting deep enough into rapid eye movement sleep. It's tracking so many things that it is simply not worth not wearing. And so if something is happening to me, like if I see that my oxygen is dropping more regularly throughout the night, it might be an indication of some kind of disease process, right? It might be an indication that something is going on with us that we normally wouldn't see or we wouldn't catch until much later. So wear some kind of device to bed to make sure that everything's working properly. And don't worry, it will sync with your cell phone to capture all of the information. Okay. Listen, I hope you got something amazing out of this video. Before you like, share, and subscribe, I do want to make sure that we announce our winner. So I want to say thank you, first of all, to every one of you who has supported this channel over this past year. You guys, it means the world to me. I hadn't been on YouTube since the beginning of quarantine, which was in 2020. And I decided to jump back on YouTube because I didn't want my content on Facebook Live. I want you to be able to Google content for women over 40 and Google takes you to YouTube. I wanted a deeper digital footprint so that we could reach more people and so that women can get what they need. I noticed that there is a lot of people out there giving information out for women over 40. They're giving information out and they're not even women over 40. And I'm not saying that they have to be, but in everything that's going on, you want to consider the source. Okay. And I'm going to say thank you to every single one of you who has supported this channel and helped this channel grow to where it is. We are going to be taking this channel to the next level in 2024. So there are so many more exciting things that are coming your way as you stay tuned and be a part of this community and a part of this channel. I cannot say thank you enough for this past year for how you guys have supported me. You guys, it means the freaking world to me. Thank you for those of you who have participated so far in the month of December. We will continue in January with videos coming out once a week on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. So the next video is going to drop on this channel on Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, same as the average webinar time, you guys. So you can't miss it. Set an alarm, set up your subscribe and turn on your notifications, hit that bell, make sure it's turned on so that you get the information. And then my goal is to try to go live once a month with a Q&A for women over 40. And then I'm going to also look at having some guests on so that they can share their stories and things like that. We're going to get rocking in 2024. All right. Now, let's announce our winner. If you want to keep up with everything that's going on with this channel and that's going on with Legacy, you're going to want to look down in the description of this video and get on our email list, okay? Being on that email list, make sure that you know information about Castaway the Retreat before it actually goes live and before it comes out to the general public. It's going to give you information about when our next cohorts come in and when there are any courses and masterclasses that are happening for you to be able to join. All right. The winner of our final mindfulness prize is going to be Charlene Michelle. So Charlene Michelle, I will drop your handle down in the description, and I will let you know what to do about how to redeem your prize. Congratulations. I will also drop a note to you, and if it'll let me tag you in the first comment on this video. Everybody have an incredible new year. But before you go, make sure you like, share, subscribe, kind of something like this.